Good afternoon, traders. This is Newt coming at you with today's post-market recap. The day is Wednesday, and that is going to be October 10th, 2018. We're going to start off with NEO. Take a look at the pre-market action and how that projected. Stay right down the pre-market high and the pre-market low. Channel traded in between that. Yes, it has been falling in value, but it fell right in that area where we called it. Not bad. Not the one I traded today too much, though. Next up is going to be IGC. IGC ended up, where are we at? There we go. See how it did. Ooh, look at that. Another one, channel traded right in the middle. And then what did that look like on the 4-hour chart? It did not break the upper trend line for the resistance or the lower trend line for support significantly. Next up, NBEV. This one here. I think this is the same thing. I had to get out of here. I was taking the wife to some appointments today. So, yep, it mostly channel traded straight to the side. What did that look like on the 4-hour chart? Slightly above. And then, yeah, just nasty. Today was a nasty, nasty trading day. And that leads me to the next one, AMD. This one was a little gem today as long as you were on the right side of it. Made the move all the way to the 400% below pre-market action. Just huge. Came out of that pre-market channel of high to low. And it was definitely holding on the lower side. And then come out of the gate, it just totally dropped off. What did that look like on the 4-hour chart? You can see just how drastic that was for today. I mean, just completely plummeted down to nothingness. The SPY was matching it. It was just a nasty, nasty, gnarly day. Now, I did get a couple of questions asked of me of going through some of my daily trades and like how I choose my entry points and where we're at. So that's why I'm kind of blowing through here real fast, and I'll give you a couple of minutes on how I do this. At the very beginning of the day, I forgot what was going on, but I really wasn't like tuned in like I should have been. And what happened, I missed the first couple of candles out of the gate. So as I was getting in, it was right around here. And I was thinking, okay, everything about this trade today said it should be tanking. And then by the time I was kind of tuning in, I'm watching this green candle, and I'm like, well, shit, that don't make sense. So I'm not going to jump in on a day when it's tanking. And here it is bouncing. Well, it came right back with a bearish engulfing candle, and it swallowed that back up. By that time, like I'm trying to get my head on straight, like, oh, wait, this is going the way it's supposed to go. But it just went without me. So I thought we were going to get a little bit of a bounce here because this candle had turned green for a minute. So I was hitting the pause button, just like, I don't really know what's going on. And then at the point where it rejected the VWAP, she just slammed on back down. And at that point, I was thinking to myself, like, well, shit, I done missed this move. I didn't want to jump in trading on a day whenever, I'm just missing the timing. So I waited until it got down here, and I knew as we were approaching, I'll mark this out a little better for you. I knew as we were approaching this 100% projection to the downside below the pre-market low of day, which was right around here, I knew this would be a natural resistance point. So I waited for this, and it did. It bounced. And then at the point where it rejected the VWAP here, I said, okay, this is exactly my opportunity. So I caught my bounce here. We had a nice retracement, and that's where I identified that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and short this thing. And the way I plan this trade out, a lot of people always ask about why my chart's so crowded. I use these Fibonacci's for quite a bit. And so basically I wanted confirmation that it was going in the direction that I wanted it to. So once it tags the VWAP here, I want confirmation that it's coming back down this way. So I wait to enter on this VWAP, and that, or not VWAP, the Fibonacci band. So that's going to be my entry point. I'm already planning that back here. So it's up above it. So my entry point, I picked that out. So the next thing I need to do is select my risk. So right here, I've got a Fibonacci line. I've got the VWAP cutting through there, and we had retested a candle. So that's my set risk. This is going to be my stop loss. And then what I want to do is a 2-to-1 trade. So my first target profit was here. Second target profit is here. Third target profit was here. And fourth target profit was here. Now, what happens, it just depends on the momentum, right? So I was anticipating having to get out if we got back around this 100% extension to the downside, because this would have been a very likely bounce point. Well, so I got in, I had my stop loss, and I ride it out through 1 fib, 2 fib, 3 fib, and it was just a huge red candle. And I'm thinking I need to get out around here. This is plenty enough profit. And then what happens is we have a giant candle just start slamming down. And when we hit this 100% projection, I'm thinking, okay, I really know I need to get out. But that candle just blew right through it. Didn't respect it one little bit. But as we're entering in the next band of Fibonacci projection, you'll see where it had a little bit of a bounce to it. And what I basically tell myself is like, once I know I've broke through this 100% level, this is going to be a natural point of resistance. So I got out of my trade here. And then when we come up, we retested it as it was going down here. I just still wasn't comfortable with it. It came down. When it started rejecting and bouncing, and I started seeing these couple of wicks up on top, I picked myself another entry point and said, okay, if it breaks below it, I had all good intention of actually entering here, but as this was setting in, I had a little bit candle action coming up, but I was getting longer and longer wicks. So I knew this was holding up pretty well. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger early. My stop loss point was planning to be here, this Fibonacci, and that would have put me slightly above the previous candle that was high. And then I'd put my profit taking at 1 Fibonacci, 2 Fibonacci, 3 Fibonacci, and 4 Fibonacci. And that's exactly how it worked out for me. So once it went, I knew I was in the trade, and I wrote it out. Kind of get a little unsettling here. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Slammed down a little bit more. And once we slammed down this time, and we just kind of missed it, and it started popping back up. I didn't get the full value of this out. I was up by, was that 3 cents, 2-3 cents. So I got out somewhere right around here. But that is the methodology of how I plan my trades, guys. And having this Fibonacci automatically print onto my chart makes it really easy. I don't have to put a whole lot of thought value into planning my trades. I do it exactly the same every single time. There's very little variation in the way that I take these projections. So did I miss something of that? Yeah, I could have held on a little bit more. And you could have got a little bit out of this more than what I did. But I got out where I felt comfortable getting out. And it was a healthy little grip. So I've got nothing to complain about there. All right, guys. Well, that's what I've got for how the trading went for me today. I hope you guys were able to stay green and be on the right side of these trades, because this was a monster bad day, and tomorrow's not looking too good either. But if you're on the right side of it, it could be great for you. So take care, be safe, stay green, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get me up over to 250. We'll do some private mentoring at that mark. And then once we break the 250 mark, we'll get up to the 500 members, subscribers mark, and then I'll do another free mentoring for you guys. So let's make it happen, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.